Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In this video, we're going to the last gatherer, which is Fisher, my least favorite of them all. This will probably take me the longest too. You'll find out why when we get to the level 60 through 70 quests. But yeah, save the worst for last, right? Oh my god. So, yeah. You know how it goes if you watch the Botanist and Miner videos. Sissy, what's going on, lass? It's been forever. Well, if it isn't my old friend Cecila, and not a minute too soon. Not that I don't appreciate your company or anything, but I need you to go and deliver something for me right away. Wawalago's had a visitor, you see. Not only did the poor fellow have to put up with our dear guildmaster blathering on about who knows what for hours on end, but he left his rod behind as well. Would you mind taking it back to him? Really? I'm playing delivery service now? If it was just the rod that was at stake, I'd get that lazy guildmaster of ours to take it back himself, but this fellow is a master fisherman who's traveled to every corner of the world. According to Wawalago, he knows all about these secret fishing spots that aren't on any of our charts. Hence why you're the woman for the job. Not only can you be trusted to get his precious rod back to him in one piece, but you can have a chat with this chap and learn something useful in the bargain. It wouldn't do for our guild's angling ace to fall behind in her studies. Maybe he'll tell you something about some far-flung fishing holes that even the famous Wabalago's never heard of, and you'll be able to test your mettle against a whole new kettle of fish. The fisherman you're looking for is an elven fellow named Anselme. I'm going to call it Ansel. He's staying at the Drowning Wench. If you hurry, you should be able to catch him before he heads off on his travels again. Alright, first off, if he's a world-famous fisher, he hasn't realized that he'd forgotten his rod? Really? Sir! Well, it's time I was on my way. Another pint of Badaroon's Peculiar, and I'm likely to fall asleep in the snow. Oh, hello there. Is there aught I can assist you with? How do you not realize your rod's missing? Goodness, is that my rod? What did the Fisherman's Guild say? Dear me. I was having so much fun chatting up with my old friend Wawalago that I forgot all about my most faithful companion. I thank you for coming out of your way to return it to me. Are you a member of the guild then? I don't recall seeing your face down on the Fisherman's bottom. You just missed me. You are? Good show, lass. It's always a pleasure to speak with a fellow fish fancier. So tell me, what's been your biggest catch so far? I don't remember. You caught a Mazalaya Marlin? Hold on a moment. You're not Cecila, are you? The girl who lifted the fishing ban and saved the guild? Well, Lago told me all about you, and in the most glowing of terms. It's a pleasure to have met you, Cecila. I wish I could stick around and chat, but it's past time I was heading back home to Ishgard. If you're ever in the area, you must come to visit me and tell me about your adventures in angling. Like as not, you'll find me in the Forgotten Night. You could say he is the Drowning Wench's long-lost lover. Drop in whenever you like, and I'll give you a guided tour of some of my homeland's best spots to drop a lure. Till then, Cecila. Okay. I will do just that. Ugh. I swear we're gonna end up in Idleshire again, aren't we? At some point. Can we just go somewhere else, anywhere besides freaking? There's another Ubu. Can we go anywhere besides freaking Idleshire? I want to change the scenery. Hopefully we don't go back there. Here's hoping. But chances are we are. It's been like a running theme so far. Cecily, you came! A warm welcome to Ishgard. Well, as warm as it gets up here anyway. So are you ready to learn all about my favorite fishing spot holes? It'll be soon be the end of the stormy season in Corthus, so we'll be able to fish to our heart's content without being frozen solid. Come back in a little while, I'll show you some of the perfect places to catch the finest fish in the north. And there's more. I mean, it's nice to have these manuals now. I could probably use these when the level cap's increased. It'll probably be reduced, but you know, better than nothing. Good to see you, Cecil. I got some news for you, and I think you're going to like. Have you ever heard of a fish called an ice pick? Not only do they have a kick for like a Mylodon and the wits to give any fisherman a challenge, but cut them into gougeons and fry them until they're golden, and they're just the thing to take away the taste of Gibralant's best nut brown. Well, a shoal of the beauties has been sighted in the fishing hole I know in the western highlands of Corthus. Let's go over there, shall we? I'll meet you by the northern entrance to Falcon's Nest. Okay. So, here's the thing with the level 50 to 60 quest line for Fisher. There's one quest that takes us into Charting Mists. I remember that very fondly. Well, okay, fondly is not the right word to use. Very I'm not sure what the right word is actually, but yeah, I was stuck doing that quest for like 3 hours. My luck with Fisherback was not great. That's why I'm not excited to be doing the level 60 to 70 ones, especially the crystalline mean ones. Cecily, you're finally here. I was afraid I missed you. To tell the truth, this young lady and I just returned from that fishing hole. I'll explain in a second, but please, for first, let me introduce you. Cecily, meet Raina, a fellow fishing enthusiast. You only just met ourselves. She was just passing by when I spotted the rod strapped to her back and introduced myself. Raina had heard about the ice big sighting too, and, well, after a bit of mutual rod rattling, we decided to have a little competition. Sorry we didn't wait for you, but you know how hot-headed we fishers can be. Of course, I wish I had waited now. By the time I managed to catch my first decent-sized ice pick, she already had a brace in the net. How embarrassing for you, and in your own stomping grounds too. Why, I'd never been to that fishing hole before in my life, and yet the fish were practically throwing themselves out of the water for me. Gah! Kick me while I'm down, why don't you? I demand vengeance, Cecily, and who better deliver it than the lady Master Wawalago called the absolute apex of the angling art. The absolute apex of what now? The apex of the angling art! The perfect... Oh my god, this word. Piscare? I probably fucking botched that word. There's so many words that I'm so unfamiliar with. The finest fisherwoman in the firmament. He was talking about you, Cecily. If there's anyone who can wipe that smirk off Raina's face, you can. The pond you'll find the fish is off to the north. Cross the bridge and keep going until you reach the Gorgane holding. You should find it easily enough, and it's the only stretch of liquid water in Malms. Raina caught 2 high-quality ice picks, so you're gonna have to catch 3. Okay, first of all, wouldn't the water be frozen over? How do you have free-flowing water in a snowy land? Ha! 3 ice picks and every one a beauty. How do you like that, Raina? Who's laughing now? What? I can't believe you beat my record. Alright, I'll admit it. You're a better fisherwoman than me, and thrice as good as Ansel. I may have lost the contest, but it's been wonderful to meet you both. I thought I was the only one who spent her days traveling the realm, taking on what jobs I can to fuel my fishing habit. But now I know there's at least 2 Epicureans in the world. Whatever that's supposed to mean. So, you're a real angling addict, are you, Raina? I doubt you could tell us some tales that would set our fish-fancying hearts aflutter. Oh, of course, the least I can do. The winner of the competition should have a award after all. Now, I don't know if there's any truth in this tale, but there's a certain story doing the rounds in Dravania that you might find interesting. Not so very long ago, there was a chocobo hunter who found a wounded fish on the shore of the Sea of Clouds. It was a Moogle spirit, known to fishermen on the realm over as the Manta of the Skies. A hook was through its lip, and an unintended rod laying on its side. The hunter took up the rod and freed the fish, but as soon as he did so, the spirit scooped him in its fins and swept him away to an island above the clouds. Not knowing where he was or how to get home, he dropped the line to the clouds while he waited rescue. Within moments, there was a jerk on the line, and he pulled a strange fish covered in spines. A few more minutes of fishing, he had enough things to spell out "help" in Cloudkin. His message was spotted by a passing airship, and the fellow was saved. Well, what do you think? The chocobo hunters tell it to their children as a bedtime story, but I've got a funny feeling there might be more to it than that. But anyway, I can't stand around chatting while there's work to be done. If that story tickled you, why don't you go and have a look around the Sea of Clouds? If you're lucky, you might catch a few of these helpful fish yourselves. What gets me is that there's actual sky fishing. And there's dune fishing too. How you can fish in dunes, I have no idea. But there's dune fishing. These strange fish the chuckle hunter pulled up from the clouds. I think I might have an idea what they were. The Asgardian nobility used to harvest them for the poison, so much so that they drove them to extinction. Or so I thought until now. Yes, so I'll take some of these. And the noblewoman used to bait their hooks with red balloons to catch those fish. If the creatures really are still around, chances are their tastes haven't changed. Balloon bugs spend their lives in the sky, but they make their nests in the earth. If you should feel need any more of them, a friendly botanist or mine should be able to dig some up for you. But anyway, thanks for today. You really saved my skin. If Raina had won that contest, I don't think I ever would have lived it down. I'm headed back to the night to celebrate. See you again soon, Tesla. Okay. Good. I can now skyfish. Wonderful. Alright. This evening, Cecil, you're just the person I wanted to see. I'm sorry for foisting this on you without any warning, but could I ask a favor of you? Remember that girl, Raina, the one who beat you in the fishing contest? Well, she sent me a message saying she needs an experienced angler to come and fish her out of a spot of hot water. She's been trying her hand at a little chuckmo hunting over in Dravania. She didn't go into details, but it seems some problems cropped up that only master fishermen can solve. I'd go lend her a hand myself, but I've got some business of my own to attend to that's going to keep me in the city for the foreseeable future. Sorry to drop it on you like this, but would you mind heading over to my place and see what's going on? The chuckbo hunters work out of an outpost in the Dravanian Forelands. Tailfeather, they call it. Thanks for taking care of this for me, Cecila, and pass on my best wishes to Raina, won't you? I'll do your dirty work. Fine. Alright, what's going on? Finally you made it. Thanks for coming, Cecila. Hold on, where's Ansel? Isn't he with you? He's a little tied up at the moment. Didn't think he was up to the challenge, eh? Well, at least he had the good sense to send along a suitable replacement. You're the thrice fisherman that the great Galut, and its angling talents I need is to get us out of this mess. For the past 2 years, I've been coming here to Tailfeather for the start of the hunting season. It's dangerous work, but it has its rewards. Why, just a couple of weeks, chocobo hunting can keep a girl in balloon bugs for the rest of the year. After a long day's hard work, there's nothing I feel like better than to head to the riverbank and catch a few carp with a hunter's supper. The problem is, someone's a school of carnivorous catfish loose in the river, and they're running riot. At this rate, they'll have gobbled up every fish in the river before the season's out. I convinced the hunters to try to catch these monsters before it's too late, but they've had no luck so far. It's no surprise, really. Half of them don't even know which bit of the tackle to throw in the water. That's where you come in. I need you to help me catch a few of these whiskery invaders and show these hunters how it's done. What do I say, Cecila? If my master plan works, not only the future of our fish suppers that'll be saved, but posterity, but the chuck will hunt itself. After all, you can't catch chuckles on an empty stomach. Isn't that right, Stenny boy? Okay. Thanks for your input. Looks like Steen's away with the fairies again. I'd better stay here and keep an eye on him. You want him doddering off into the Willum and giving these nasty catfish something meatier to wrap their teeth around. Do you think you could put my plan into practice yourself? The hunters I sent to catch the catfish should be upstream somewhere. Just follow the river to the north and you're sure to bump into them sooner or later. They may not caught any of those pesky pescatarians yet, but like as not, they'll know where to find them. Lord. This is the wrong mount. Go away, Chocobo! Did I say Chocobo? I meant Carbuncle. Uh-oh. A controller! No! I'm gonna hit the mountain! Yeah. There. Well, I'll be. If it ain't that Fisher Aunt Raina's been going on about. The absolute apex of angling or what have you. If you're half as good as she claims, we'll have these horrors sorted out in no time flat. These shadow whiskers are eating us out of house and home. They ain't native to this area, you see. Some lunk-headed hunter decided to bring them in special when no one was looking and set them free in the water. And how'd you know why he did it? You know why he did it? To make the chocobos think twice about crossing the river so the lazy bugger didn't have to hunt so far. As if some fish was going to scare a 10-foam racing bird. The Shadow Whiskers had put the fear of the gods into the other river dwellers, though. The fish that had been here all along just seemed quick enough to escape them, so the monsters are having a field day, proper gorging themselves like. We try all we can to fish them out, but the slippery beggars just won't take the bait. They head downriver to hunt, but most of them are holed up around here in the basin of the 100 Throws. It's the big ones in the best nick that are most trouble. If you could show us how to go about catching them, we'll take care of the rest. I reckon 3 big ones should be enough to teach us the knack. The fish themselves you can give to Raina, but she'll find some use for them. Okay, already got it, but I'll give it to her all the same. Where's Tail Feather? There it is. Here's your stuff. Wow, you did it! I knew I could count on you. And the choco hunters saw everything, did they? The lure you chose, how you set your line, the flick of the wrist you set the hook? Excellent. Now that you've seen how it's done, you can leave it the rest to us. I didn't see anything, I just... I didn't do anything. We'll have the Wylam back to its good self in no time. Our one good turn deserves another's, but I've exhausted my supply of fascinating fishing stories. How about you, Stenny boy? Any exciting tales of angling and adventure to tell our good friend Cecilla? No. Okay. Well, ah! Oh, I got a story for you. Long ago, when my granddad's granddad was but a boy, he met with this traveling trader who'd come over from the Far East to flog his wares. Among this merchant's stock was a bucket of wriggling redworms that seemed to glow with heat. Naturally, we asked him what they were all about. "Them is magma worms, my son," the merchant said, "or some such Far Eastern patter as makes no difference. Back where I come from, the fisherfolk use them as bait. Hook them to steel line, drop them in a volcano, and you'll pull up the fish the like of which you've never seen." Course, he said, "it's a dangerous game, fishing in a pool of molten rock. One false move and you're coming up crispy. Still, there's many back in the east who risk life and limb to make it their business. We call them the famous hellfishers, or so my great-great-granddad was told." What a story, Sten! Could there really be fish that live in lava? If they are, I want to catch one. Sounds like we need some of those magma worms, though, and I can't say I've ever heard of them. Maybe Ansel would have an idea where to get a hold of them. He's traveled all over the world, right? I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Welcome back, Cecilla. Judging from that satisfied smile on your face, I'd say you've managed to solve Raina's little problem. I knew you could do it. You have something to ask of me? By all means, fire away. Have you ever heard of magma worms? Red glowing worms? You're not gonna believe this, but I've got a few of these magma worms of yours right here in my pocket. A pair of adventurers were in here earlier. A botanist and a miner selling their diggings. I bought a few wrigglers off them that fit that description. Ooh. Cool! I thought they might make decent fishing bait, but it seems they're not cut out for the cold. As soon as they hit the water, they turn hard as rock. Perhaps they'd fare better in the heat. Here. Ugh. Here, consider them your reward for taking care of the business of the Raina for me. Oh, that hurt my throat. Ugh. God. If you're thinking of trying your hand at this hell fishing game, Dravana is your best bet. There's a string of volcanoes in the forelands up where the dragons dwell. Just promise me you don't go getting yourself killed, alright? Sure. Yes, there's lava fishing too. There's so many different types of fishing. It's unbelievable. What's going on here? Cecil, your time is impeccable as ever. Listen, we've got a bit of a problem here, and I'm going to need your help to get it sorted out. This gentleman here is an old friend of mine from back home in the Demsnay of House Rogue Carp. I've known him since I was a boy. The problem is, home isn't looking so homely anymore. It all started when the Lord of Rogue Carp Manor passed away. By all laws and customs, control of the estate should have been passed into the hands of the elder of his two sons. But the fellow is away on his travels right now and has a little interest in returning to the estate. Of course, until he officially renounces the title or turns up dead, someone has to take charge of the house's affairs. Hence, his younger brother, the late Lord's second son, had assumed control as Lord Regent. But the boy is a dunderheaded fool, whereas Lord father was respected by the small folk for his just and generous rule. The egotist rules. This egotist rules only for himself, terrorizing the populace with increasing outlandish demands. Take my friend here. For many years he has worked as the manor's head chef, feeding that monster from the day he slipped abreast. But even that hasn't been enough to spare him from his new master's spite. The Lord Regent plans to hold a banquet to welcome an envoy from the Holy See and has demanded to serve a platter of letter puffer, a fish that has been extinct for years. And should my friend fail to provide the fish, his head will grace the platter in its place. I cannot let him get away with this. There's nothing for it. I'm going to have to... Unless... Might there be another way? Cecil, I beg you. Could you catch one of these letter puffers for me? It's a matter of life and death. The creatures may have been fished to extinction in Ishgard, but there's still a chance they survived in this day somewhere further afield. If only we knew more about the environments. We must speak with someone who has an encyclopedic knowledge of the migration habits of cloudfish. I know. Sissy! While Laga's out fishing, she always gets her head out and she's always got her head in an almanac. Perhaps she'd know where to find them. My life is in your hands, my lady. If there's any help you can offer me, I'd be most obliged. If it's a letter puffer the Lord Regent wants, the letter puffer he'll get, and he won't get away with threatening my friends. By the time I finish with him, it is he who shall be the endangered species. Ooh. Lord. Okay. You don't have to tell me twice. Remember not to get on your bad side. Well, look at the catfish dragged in. It's nice to see all that fame and fortune that you found as a master fisherman hasn't stopped you from paying your old instructors a visit. What can I do for you, Cecila? Have you ever seen a certain type of fish? You want to know about letter puffers? You come to the right place. When you went to Cortez and caught those cloud cutters, it made me realize the guild was lacking in its learning about cloudkin, so I brought up every book I could find and read from all over from cover to cover. Letter puffers are a type of flying fish that are packed to the gills with a potent poison. Slice out the venom sac and their meat makes for a tingling taste of sensation. But a prick in the wrong place and you won't be leaving the tree for a week. As for the migration habits, I'm sure I read something. Ah yes, westerlies. Whenever the weather vane swung to the west, the Ishgardian nobles would go out in force to catch as many as they could. And they caught a fair few, alright. By all accounts, they fished the poor puffers to extinction. In Ishgard, anyway. It could be they still colonize the clouds for the west over Jawanian territory. Try asking around over there. Some might be able to tell you more. Okay. This is the quest. Yes, the Charting Mist quest. Fuck this quest. This is the quest I had mentioned I spent hours on trying to get these stupid fish. Back when I didn't marker board everything. I don't know if I was too poor to buy fish off the market board or if I just didn't realize I could buy fish off the market board. You're looking for a letter puffer? Then Mogok's the Moogle for you. He's a dyed-in-the-fur fishing fanatic. One time he was out among the floating islands for so long, by the time he thought of heading home, they'd all moved around, but he couldn't find his way back. So, do you know what he did? He got his rod out and started fishing again. He was here in Mogok not too long ago, but he flew out to the north. He's not the fastest flyer, so if you leave now, you should be able to catch up with him. Okay. Is he gonna go to the area yeah, I think that's it. That's the area that I quote-unquote fondly remember. Oh boy. I think this is it. I remember I was fishing near a big hole. This is definitely it. Yep. This is it. This is where I spent hours on before. Stay away! I got a rod, I'm not afraid of you. What are you gonna do with the fishing rod? I got my own rod too, you know. Hold on. What's the appetizing aroma? You look like an owl rod, but you smell like a fish. Who in the world are you? I'm a fisher. You're a fellow fisherman looking for a letter puffer. Well, why don't you say so? Any angler obsessive enough to come all the way up here just for a fish is a friend of mine, and I think I've got some good news for you. Those letter puffers are alive and well, and they're right here in the churning mist. I caught one myself just a few moons back. It looked so delicious I ate it up right there and then. Never again. Those fish aren't just toxic, they're tricky too. I've only ever managed to catch one, and even that was an accident. A terrible bow-twisting accident. If you do manage to catch a letter puffer that's fit for a banquet, I'd have to take a look at it. Yeah, this was a pain in the ass. Because I fished up many normal letter puffers, but I could not get a freaking high quality letter puffer to save my freaking life. By the time I think I fished up like probably 20 letter puffers before I managed to finally get a high quality one. You're a fantastic fisherwoman, Cecilla. I never thought I'd see one of these letter puffers again, and it's such a big one too. A fish like that would make a banquet fit for a king, let alone a Lord Regent. Just make sure the chef removes the insides first. You don't want to end up with a letter puffer poisoning, trust me. I never thought my fur would ever be this white again. Still, I'm glad I got to see one again, and since you're such an accomplished angler, I'll tell you a little secret. There are fish living in the stranger places than this. Long ago, there was an empire who used such mastery of magic that they made a whole continent to fish up into the skies. The people who put it there might be long gone, but the island's still up there, and it's full of fish. Some of the magic has spilled out onto the surface and formed it into strange ethereal chemical pools. Rumor has it that the fish in spills feed on fiend worms, but I do not know if it's true. Maybe the Moogle who told me was just pulling my pom-pom. If you ever find your way up there, you should try a hand in ether fishing too. Who knows what fantastical fish might be waiting for you in those pools. Another type of fishing. Like I said, there's a lot of different types of fishing. That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy just how expanded fishing can be in this game. You think you look at fishing and you think, oh, I'll go fish in the water. No, you got lava fishing, you got sky fishing, you got ether fishing. It's crazy. Here you go. You really caught one? Good God, Cecily, you're incredible. With this fish, you saved my friend's life. Here you are, chef, one fresh letter puffer. Just be careful you don't cut open the venom sac while you're preparing the platter. We'll be wanting to save that poison for the Lord Regent's portion. Oh, don't worry, it won't kill him. It'll just lay him low for a few days. And if you're afraid of arousing his wrath, then don't be. Just slip away as soon as the food is served, and come to me. I'll protect you. Thank you, my lord. I do believe you will. But it's not only I who needs your protection. Your people are suffering, my lord. You must come back and reclaim your rightful inheritance. Oh. Well. Hey, I thought I told you to keep quiet about that. Well, secret's out now. Well, it looks like the coral's out of the bag, so to speak. I don't suppose there's any reason to hide it from you any longer, Cecilla. The so-called Lord Regent who's terrorizing the small folk, he's my younger brother. Well, that explains why you're so angry. Ever since he was a boy, he dreamed of one day taking control of Hal's road cart. He knew that I stood to inherit it, and he hated me for it. That's why I went away, so that my brother's dreams could be realized, and I could devote my days fishing, free from the burden of lordship. But thanks to my brother's folly, that dream is over. My friend, I have made my decision. No longer will we have to suffer at the hands of that tyrannical fool. This time it is he who shall suffer. Thank you, my lord. The small folk will be glad to hear of it, I'm sure. I'll start spreading the word of you coming back to us. It'll give them the strength to put up with your brother's demands a little while longer. Well, I think we've had quite enough of my family problems. Now, Cecilla, tell me about how you caught that letter puffer. I hit the market boards. Magical pools and floating islands. If even half of what that Moogle told you is true, you're sure to find some pretty bizarre specimens there, I wager. I wager you're dying to try your hand at this ether fishing, lark. And it just so happens I got a few of those fiend worms he spoke of right here. Don't look so surprised. You might be the better fisher, but nobody can best me when it comes to collecting bait. Now get yourself to that floating island before I collect them back. Good. Ether fishing's now available. Fantastic! Cecilla, how have the fish been biting? I've had so much on my plow recently with all preparations to return to my ancestral home, I haven't had much to chance to. Oh, it's Reyna. Oh, hello, Cecilla. I'm glad you're here. Something I needed to speak with you both about. It's your brother, Ansel. He asked me to... Whoa! Okay. Assassinate you? You're a fisher. Oh, don't worry. I told him I wouldn't do it. After all, if I killed you, who would I beat in our little fishing competitions? What are you talking about, Reyna? I know full well why my brother might want me dead, but why would he ask you to kill me? I told you what I do for a living, didn't I? I travel the realm taking on what jobs I can feel to fit my fishing habit. What kind of jobs did you think I was talking about? Choco wrangling? Basket weaving? Maybe a few short stints as a bar wench? Never in my wildest dreams I would have thought that one of your fishing friends was a professional assassin. Well, it's true. Wow, well, it's true. I specialize in taking down my marks with poisoned arrows. Remember how you and your brother eat that puffer? How you had your brother eat that letter puffer poison? Seems he's keen to give you a dose of your own medicine, right in the heart. This is just revenge he wants. He's afraid of me. That's why he's been making unreasonable demands of those who know me well, driving them from their homes and threatening them with death. He's trying to get rid of all who might oppose his regency. Well, so long as he's focusing the efforts on harming me, not my people, I can rest a little easier. There's just one problem that remains to be solved. Sorry to burst your bubble, Ansel, but it's not just you he's planning to harm. I happened to overhear that he's planning a new irrigation project on your house's estate. At least that's what he calls it. All he's actually going to do is fill in the fishing ponds just to spite you. What? That lowlife can order my friends to put poison arrows in my heart all he likes, but I'll never forgive him if he dares to damage my family's fishing holes. Cecil, we haven't a moment to lose. Will you lend me your aid to cast out my brother? What am I going to do? I'm a fisher! There's only one way I can be sure of claiming my inheritance. I must present the road carp ring, the ancient treasure of my home, passed down from father to son since time immemorial. Unfortunately, I dropped in the sea of clouds. Great! Good going! But there may be still a way to reclaim it. As I watched the ring descend into the mist, a clownfish flew by and swallowed it whole. The ring is highly distinctive, a blood-red jewel with the image of a leaping carp, the sigil of my house, intricately inlaid in silver. If anyone was to catch that fish, the tale of the ring's discovery would surely spread far and wide in cloud fishing circles. But Aunt Cecil, mayhap your Giovanni Moogle friend might have heard of aught about it. Pray go to him and ask him about my ring. Maybe my only hope. There's a lot of fish in the sea. So, what makes you think I'm gonna find that one fish in the sea that has your ring? I mean, it's a little unreasonable, don't you think? Hello, Mogok. I gotta pick your brain. You're looking for a ring? It wouldn't happen to have a shiny red jewel with a picture of a fish on it, would it? Well, convenient. Mogok knows all about it. A few weeks back, I was filleting one of the fish I had caught in my supper. I learnt my lesson about eating fish whole when a ruby ring fell out of its belly. Seeing how shiny it was and where I found it, I thought someone must have been using it as a lure when their line snapped. I never realized it was an ancient treasure. If I had, I wouldn't have. The truth is I don't have it anymore. A few days ago I was fishing from the floating island, and before I knew it I drifted all the way to Abalthea. There was a big birdman there who was fishing in a little pond, and one thing led to another. We decided to have a little bit of a contest. The competition I lost. If I'd known he was such an expert fisher bird, I never would have wagered the ring. I promise. Will you tell Ansel I'm sorry? Shit. Why did you tell me where the Birdman is, and I'll challenge him myself? Goddamn Moogles. Goddamn Moogles. Moogles. What in the world? Mogok caught the fish that swallowed my ring? What stroke of luck. If you see your Moogle friend again, tell him that he has nothing to apologize for. Thanks to him, we know exactly where to find my ring and how to reclaim it. The Birdman who won it from him can only be a Vano Vano, and if the fellow likes to gamble, all we need to do is challenge him to another contest and win it back. Let's head up to Camp Cloudtop and see if we can find this famous fisher bird. Okay. Gotta go over there. Cecil, you made it. I've just spoken with the knights in Camp Cloudtop, and I think they know the Vano fishermen we're looking for. Apparently, I often see him fishing on a floating island way to the east. However, the way they tell it, he might have some difficulty getting there. You see, the island the Birdman likes to fish on isn't connected to the mainland. The only way to get there is by flying. Anyway, let's head over there and take a look for ourselves. Oh, and here, take this rod. I made it myself. The Vano aren't known for their hospitality, but a gift like this will surely stoke the fire of friendship in their heart of fishing, of any fishing enthusiast. Great. Looks like it's got a standard old wooden rod. Hello, Vano. Who are you, and why do you disturb my peace? Nettling appears out from nowhere like a sudden squall from cloudless skies. A rare and unwelcome occurrence. I come in peace. What a handsome rod! It shines like a summer sun. Nettling honors Tona Vano with an excellent gift. What can Tona Vano offer in return? Netherling desires return to Rogue Carp ring. Netherling asks much of Tonavano. Tonavano wins that ring fair and square. If Tonavano returns ring, he returns to Moogle, not to Netherling. That is, if Tonavano can return at all. And true, Tonavano has ring no more. Tonavano uses ring to fish for bullfrog, but as soon as bullfrog bites, big cat killer comes along and strikes like lightning, ripping away bullfrog, lure and all. What is the matter, Netherling? Tonavano sees storm clouds gathering on your brow as if your face comes onto rain. Why do you want red rings so? Evil man with icy heart threats to destroy fishing holes? Netherling is true friend of fish to Statin so, and any friend of fish is friend of Tonavano. Tonavano helps you catch cat killer and get ring back. First, Netherling needs to catch big bullfrog. Bullfrog is cat killer's favorite food. Use big bullfrog as lure to catch cat killer. Cat killer such swallows rogue carp rings fierce like raging tempest. Netherling will know when the Netherling sees it. Tonavano smells Netherling's friend waiting on mainland. He sweats more than a Moogle in a noonday sun. And he catch big cat killer, better take it to him straight away. I've already got it. I'm one step ahead of everybody. Except for that lass, who's been one step ahead of me this whole time. In this quest line. We come out to see clouds and we finally track down the Vano Fisher who has my ring. The rest is up to you, Cecilla. Okay, here you go. Dig it into this. You might find it. It's a big fish. Look at this thing. God damn, it's huge. Holy shit. Oh. Like summer sky after a rainstorm. It's clear Tonavano that this is the fish that swallows your ring. Netherling is a shining example to all fishermen, like bright ray of sunshine that pierces clouds. But enough talk of weather, let me pierce the fish instead. Ooh, there it is. The rogue carp ring. The very same. The treasure that will secure my birthright and let me take my rightful place as head of my house. My brother isn't the type to go quietly, but this ring should be enough to silence him. I shan't let him terrorize the small folk any longer. I suppose my lord won't be going on any more fishing trips in the near future then. Maybe you're right. If all goes to plan, I should be able to spare my family's fishing holes from my brother's wrath, but I doubt my new lordship will leave me much time for them to enjoy them. Do not wilt like flower in drought, noble lord. Just as hurricane has its eyes, so the most demanding duty has its moments of peace. Whenever you find yourself in such a time of calm, let the easterly breezes blow you back to my island. You may use it as you wish, and when you wish. Truly? You allow me the use of your fishing hole? You two are a friend of fish, and any friend of fish is a friend of Tonavano. We are brothers in fins, and even the wildest whirlwind could not tear that bond asunder. Tonavano's fishing hole is yours to use as you please. Tonavano only asks that you let him visit your land sometime. A lord who likes fishing so much must have secret spots of his own, yes? Huh. You'll let me fish in your fishing hole as long as I let you fish in one of all mine? Huh. You drive a hard bargain, Tonavano. Well, alright. But if you want to keep your presence in Ishgard a secret, we're gonna have to give you a change of clothes. Change of clothes? Man, what? How can you hide a Vano in Ishgard? A change of clothes isn't gonna do anything. Oh, I want to try your fishing holes too. Hurry up, Ansel. The quicker you boot out your brother and reclaim your lordship, the sooner we can go to fishing. You make it sound as if it's a foregone conclusion. Even with the rogue carp ring on my finger, my brother and his cronies don't like to leave without a fight. There may be many a moon before I can undo the damage my brother has done. Oh, stop your grumbling. You got the ring back, and Tony here has given your permission to use his secret fishing hole. What have you got to complain about? Get back to Ishgar and kick out your brother before he ruins your estate. Not only for the good of your small folk, but for the benefit of fishing fanatics everywhere. Particularly those directly in front of you. You're right. Being granted the use of a fishing hole of such outstanding beauty will not give me the strength to out my brother. Nothing will. Cecil, I thank you. For years I dreaded the day I had to end my travels and assume my lordship, but with friends like you, I know that it may not be the end of my adventures. Next time we meet, I shall be Lord Ansel de Roguecarp, and I'll challenge you to a rematch. Oh, let me join in too. We can hold the next fish contest down there. It's such a peaceful place. We can forget all about the worries of the world and focus on the fish. Indeed, just as the balmy breeze blows storm clouds from the sky, so the eddies clear the sorrows from your soul. It is truly a fisherman's paradise. Lord, all this fisher talk. It's like reading a book that I don't understand at all. Well, that's it. Okay. Oh, good. Now that's it for that. Alright, so back to Limsa to do the last bits. Now this is where it's gonna get annoying, because I have to actually fish this shit up myself. Fuck me. Alright. Cecil, just the one I wanted to see. It's about the guildmaster. He's been acting a bit, wait for it now, fishy of late. Ah, you're funny! How so, you ask? Well, first of all, he hasn't been chasing skirts at the wench for nearly a whole week now. What's more, word has it he's been skulking in and out of the city at the strangest hours, tiptoeing around as if he's afraid of being seen. It's not like the man ever does any work around here, but he is the face of the guild, and it wouldn't do good for business that if he got caught himself up in anything untoward. Next time you're down in Fisherman's Bottom, mayhap you could pay him a visit and see what's what. Alright, guy. Why are you acting suspicious? What kind of dastardly deeds are you doing in the night, dead of night? Well, bash me in the skull with a bucket of barnacles. If it isn't Cecil, the second most skillful fisher in our fair realm, do I owe you the pleasure of your presence today? Sissy's on to me, you say, but how could that be? Suppose that I'm not as sly, stealthy, and surreptitious as I thought. I probably botched that word. Don't answer that. Old Wallago's adult enough to admit when he's been apprehending the acts. Fact is, I found a new friend who's been picking my brain for advice regarding a particularly puzzling predicament. Truth be told, I was just thinking of tramping over to the God's Grip to meet him now. I think he'd also be a god to make your acquaintance as well. If, of course, you wouldn't be averse to accompanying me. Well, I suppose that settles it. Just do your friend Wallago a favor. Stop by the guild and tell Sissy there's no cause for concern. And don't mention him more than that. Girl's got enough gnawing in her mind with guild goings on, I reckon. Okay. So Wallago says he's fine, but says he can't or won't say any more than that. Forgive me if that doesn't particularly inspire me with confidence. Well, if nothing else, I suppose he'll have you around to make sure he doesn't get anything over his head. You will keep an eye on him for me, won't you? Of course you will. Don't worry. So where's the God's Grip again? I don't remember where this is. Oh, it's by Morabi? Okay. Okay. Ah, there's the last one I was looking for. Now we need to do is find What, Malaga, what's the meaning of this? Who is this strange shore walker? Oh, sounds like a... Ugh. This guy's mad. Get a grip now, Gov. This is Cecil, a fast friend and one of the most accomplished anglers in Eorzea. I reckon she'd just be the person helping me pull out your little predicament. This is Gov. We met fishing. Or rather, I was doing the fishing. He was more accidentally attaching his lower lip to my lure. I can tell what you're thinking. A fisherman and a Sahaga make for bizarre bedfellows. Then it's true. We were tearing at each other's throats at first, but once we delved into a discussion of our love for the ocean deep, we became keenly conscious of just how much we have in common. You see, Gov here, Gov here is searching for a stunningly spectacular specimen of fish which has distressingly disappeared from the seas of La Nocia. A shooting star of the sea, that's what the Sahagan have termed it in their tongue. Gov says that seeing whole schools of them sail through the sea with their scintillating scarlet scales is a spectacle of blissful beauty. It's a sight all more precious because of their penchant for only appearing in particular seasons. Gov reckons that they're roaming in a species that migrates after mating season to lay their eggs and nurture the newborns. At least that they were before they just packed up and puttered off to who knows where. Gov here wasn't going to take the matter reclining on his rear. Shh. My clutch mates insist that it's simply the way of nature, that the fish have simply died out or found a way more desirable habitat. This I cannot accept. And so I embarked on a journey. I scoured the far reaches of the realm's seas where the shooting stars once appeared in abundance, and I found a single fishing line with an inviting lure at its tip. Next thing I knew, I was reeled in by Master Wabalago here. At first, I thought I was ready to gut him for having stolen such a beautiful creature from us, but he assured me he had done nothing of the sort. Paul agonizes me to admit as much, but to tell the truth, I've never even laid my lookers on one of these shooting stars. If they were half as handsome as the size Gov says, it'd be a sorry shame if we swallowed up the supposition of their demise without doing our due diligence. At the same time, I'm the guildmaster and I can't very well go gallivanting off to every far-flung frontier of the realm while Sissy does all the dirty work. So I decided to avail myself with the aid of my most astute assistants. That'd be Cecil here. Forgive me if I'm skeptical, Master Wabalago. While I know your own knowledge of the sea is second to none, I do not know the swordwalker from the scales on my back. Give me one good reason why I should trust her. I'm telling you, Cecil's a fine fisherman as any I have ever had the pleasure of calling my protege. Housing her head as every piece of piscine lore and learning you could fathom. If anyone could find this fish as yours, it's her. If you would speak so highly of her, then I suppose I have no reason to object. And with that, I will return to the search. Lord. There you have it, Cecil. Ready to move and ran to the seas of the realm in search for the slippery shooting star, because I most assuredly am. But first, I'd best make a brief and fleeting foray back to Fisherman's Bottom. Cecil's like to get suspicious if I sneak away for much longer. Why don't you just tell her what's going on? My God, guy. Ah, there you are, Cecil. We can excel easy. I'm pleased as punch to say I slipped back via a side street before, and Sissy was none the lot smarter. On the subject of Sissy, I've been meaning to explain and elucidate just why I'm so worried of telling the girl the truth behind this latest little lark of ours. Don't tell. Don't tell the old dear girl I divulged this to you, but truth be told, her village was set upon by a suitably savage group of Sahagan when she was just a little lass. I'm sure she and Gub would get on great if they get to know each other, but for the time being, I'm disinclined to drudge up any disquieting memories. You understand, yes? So you'll be dealing with me directly for this particular duty. Firstly, I intend to do a little investigating into what the so-called shooting star is called in the common tongue. In the meantime, I propose that you treat yourself to a soothing spot of fishing. Oh boy, here we go. Here's where the pain starts. Oh, Cecil, thank goodness you're here. Gov's gone off again, this time to Garabania. We had a rendezvous regarding my research into the disappearance of the schools of scarlet fish when a look of realization swept across his scaly face. He dashed away, and I could scarcely ask what was the matter before he shouted one word and dove into the deep waters of the Veldina, that is. As you know, the Veldina River rushes rapidly through the ravines of Garabania. While I'm not privy to the particulars of his epiphany, he appears determined to cross that dangerous divide. The region may have been emancipated from the government's control, but that doesn't mean that people won't brandish their battle arms against the brash beastmen from beyond the border. You must track him down before he gets into trouble. Young Gov's got guts, I'll give him that, but it may take more than one angler to reel him in if he gets rowdy. I've contacted our cohorts in Cortez, and they've consented to send an apt acquaintance to accompany you. We preemptively planned a powwow at Pike Falls. Now fly, friend, and fetch Gov back before you find yourself in a frying pan, figurative or otherwise. Oh boy. 1 second. Let me get my handy dandy tablet out. Because this is where all the pain's gonna start. Because I have to actually fish all this stuff out myself. So this will be very annoying. Okay. Let me make sure I actually have the bait I need for this. Probably not. Let me see here. I need salmon a row. I do not have the bait, so I'm gonna have to buy some baits before I go anywhere. I don't think I can buy. Can I buy from here? I don't know where I can buy bait from. Because I'll buy off the market board. So I need salmon a row for this fish. Actually, I'm gonna look at what other bait I'm gonna need while I'm buying baits. Okay, salmon roe, and for the next one, we're going to need okay. This is different kinds of bait. Metal spinner. I really don't want to spend all that money on freaking lures, but I have no choice. Alright, the next set of bait we're going to need is okay, I think it's an ability, isn't it? Okay. So I'm gonna need that for later, so there's no bait for that quest. And then the final one is live shrimp. Alright, I got the bait that I need. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. Sorry, now I gotta go to the fridges. Time for pain. Time for pain! Oh, fuck. Alright. Oh, it's Reyna. Well, Princess Cecilla, anger extraordinaire. How fare you these days? Ansel mentioned that you were in need of a deft hand, as he's tangled up as usual in his struggle for succession, I took it upon myself to accompany you on this little escapade. Ah, yes, it's a Hagen fellow. We just met each other's acquaintance. I saw a large shadow swing beneath the surface of the Villa Dinah. When I cast my line, I found him on the other end of it. I was rather surprised to see a beastman so far from home, and what's more on the hook on one that took the bait. Primal instincts, I suppose. Reyna, I told the scene he got it in his head that this river is polluted with cerulean runoff. He's been swimming to and fro for the gods knows how long trying to find the source. Like as not, he's right about the pollution. There's no source of imperial structures in these parts, after all. But as far as I've been telling him, I'm all but certain it was entirely unrelated to the disappearance of his beloved shooting stars. For you see... Psh, what could have finished near other rivers and seas? There's only one shore walker. I know the authority to speak of such matters, and his name is Valalago. Stubborn little bugger, isn't he? He won't listen to a word I say. I tried to explain to him countless times that me and my fellow fishing enthusiasts are every bit of Valalago's equal when it comes to knowledge of the waters, but to no avail. The day that a Sahara needs the keys to counsel of a shore walker on such matters is the day the seas dry up. Is that so? Then we'll just have to prove it here and now that we're worth our salt. To that end, I'll propose a contest. As you may know, the deep Veladena carp inhabit these waters. If we can reel in 3 before you can spear the same number, you'll agree that our angling acumen is the equal of your own. Do we have a deal? God. Well, you soon took the bait easily enough. Alright, I'm counting you, Cecilla. Go catch us 3 big ones. You thought I'd be doing the fishing? Perish the thought! Going up against the spear fishing of a Sahagan isn't something I like my chances with. You're far more capable than I. Don't worry though, if I'm right, our friend is likely to resort to the same methods he uses in saltwater fishing as that's all he knows. And we both know that the appropriate angling techniques differ from river to river and sea to sea. Use this to your advantage and Godspeed. God damn it. This will be a pain in the ass, so alright, once I've gotten what I needed, you needed salmon roe for this. So once you've got what you need, I will be back and we will turn it in. Too bad. It'll probably get worse as we go through this. Alright, here you go. Fine work as always. You never cease to amaze how quickly you assess the swimming patterns of your prey, even in unfamiliar waters. Let's call Gov back and settle this once and for all. Well, would you look at this? Cecilla, cast, hooked, and you're reeled in 3 carp before you even set your sights on a single one. How does it feel to lose to a land dweller, Gov? I did not expect fishing in fresh waters to be so arduous. For a shore walker like you to outfish a Sahagan, no words to express my shame. Maybe now you realize that there's some word to what we have to say. Now, shall we return to the topic of the shooting stars? Capable of fisherman you may be, but I've already found my answer. The shooting stars have disappeared because this river has been sullied by the cerulean spilling out into those waters. And if you'll let me finish a sentence for just once, I will tell you this isn't so. Why, your prize fish aren't even native to this river. I discovered beyond a shadow of a doubt that they hail from farther to the east. How'd you figure this out? You see, I came to these parts for business. As Cecilla knows, my true profession is to ensure my client's enemies sleep with the fish. In my spare time, I took a liking to reeling in those fish. Needless to say, I often have the occasion to chat with the locals about their favorite fishing spots. So I asked about, based upon my information relayed to me by Wawalago, pressing anglers from the eastern lands on the whereabouts of fish resembling the shooting star's description. I was able to gather that there are indeed massive schools of bright scarlet fish measuring 60 ilms in length swimming in the waters near the Isle of Thavnair in the Near East. And so 60 ilms? Those are no shooting stars. Fish that might clutch so cherished dwarf, and even in you inside, shore walker. Let me finish for once, would you? Furthermore, an Eastern Othar found fish of the same appearance as those in Thavnair. Red as blood, but this time a mere 20 ilms in length. It makes sense now. Shooting stars might clutch saw were fully grown. They begin life in the Far East as slight hatchlings gradually grow into gargantuan size as they journey to the west. And that's what I've been trying to tell you from the start. If numbers that embark on the rite of passage had dwindled to all but nothing, it stands to reason that whatever happened in the vicinity of their spawning beds. That said, we still have a lot of ground and water to cover before we can fully ascertain just where their nursery is located. While the fishers of the east have seen the fish fitting the description of the shooting stars, they are no more knowledgeable about where those fish originate from where they are. Thankfully, I've already managed to establish a good rapport with the anglers in these parts. Would you be so kind as to return to Lanosi and give Master Wabalago a report at length while I ask about the search for the clues? I'll be in touch as soon as I can find a lead to go on. And you there, I do hope you've learned your lesson about underestimating the talents of shore walkers. Try to avoid jumping to conclusions next time we meet, won't you? Just low as I am to admit it, she is right. Forgive me for my arrogance, shore walker. You can assure Master Wawalago that you'll have my ear in the future. I thank you for your aid. Lord. Lordy, Lord. Oh, sounds like you and this rain bird battered and buried goes bravado. I didn't expect nothing less from one of the most promising pescators. I can't say this word. Whatever that word's supposed to be. And yours it has to offer. That rain sounds like quite the last. Nothing gets a heart beating faster than a bonny bait caster with a basket of bream, eh? If you're keen on women in waters. Huh, you and I both know that all real women wear waters. Though I'd mind not if she remove those modest spectacles you speak of so I could see more of her fetching face. Don't give me that grimace. Old Wawalago may be beyond his courting years, but like any Lanosian wine, my appeal is only augmented with age. Any road, as you say, our lovely lady will drop us a line by link pearl when she has a lead for us. Superb! I'll practice my powers of passionate persuasion in the meantime. Why don't you hold your casting hand at one of your favorite fishing holes in the meanwhile? Good luck with that, sir. I love how they offer the bait we need for the quest after the fact. So that's auspicious news. Auspicious indeed for the ravishing, or so I reckon. Reina has ascertained the site of the shooting star's spawning beds. It's just as she thought. After they hatch, the Red Rovers ride the raging currents of the Ruby Sea that rush from the east to west. So it is that they eventually emerge on the edge of Lanosia. Of course, the moment I mentioned this mote of information to Gov, he marched right into the coast, saying he had a mission to make for the Ruby Sea. While I appreciate his ardor, I do hope he doesn't intend to swim all the way there. After all, it takes schools of shooting stars twice his size quite some time to spend that distance. They have a current to carrying them along. And meanwhile, Reina herself did the sensible thing by setting out on a sailing vessel. How I learned to travel to exotic locales yawning like you young ones. But any sudden sabbaticals would be strikingly suspicious, especially to the ever-skeptical Sissy. Any road, Reina sails the seas even as we speak. You'll want to seek her out in the port town of Kugane. Oh, and do relay to her my most recognizable regards. A rousing wink of the right eye should suffice. No, I'm good. I'm good. There's more to that woman than meets the eye. And something tells me you don't want to be involved in it. Where am I going? Oh. There you are. Even for a veteran fisherwoman who prides herself on her patience, that felt like an eternity. What took so long? And again, I suppose we'll be waiting even longer for Gov. Or are they taking himself to swim all the way here? Although I can't say I'm all that surprised. What would you have him do? You can't exactly jump on a boat. Anyhow, the business. I was able to determine that with the locals, the fish that best matches the description of the sock and shooting stars. The most selected candidate is known as the Harastooge. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Unfortunately, all the fishermen I spoke to insist that they haven't seen them near the shores of late. But don't worry, as I have a plan. We've exhausted our options on the surface, so why not turn to others more in tune with developments in the depths? I speak, of course, of the Kojin, a tribe of aquatic beastmen not unlike our friend Gov, though hopefully more agreeable. If anyone can enlighten us about life under the Ruby Sea, I dare say it's them. I say venture out to the port of Tamamizu and see what they can tell us. I mean, it's not really a port. It's an underwater little village. Okay. Aha! Talking fish, and a large one at that. What will they think of next? I mean, you're a talking turtle, so you shouldn't be talking. The talking fish is a friend of yours, perchance. What brings him here, and you, for that matter? You come and search for fish of shimmering scarlet scales that spot on these waters and travel to the western seas? Yes, such fish were once plentiful here, but I fear we may have not seen them of late. They disappeared from the Ruby Sea as well? Damn, I skipped the rest of the dialogue. You're a picky one. Surely you're aware that there are other fish in the sea, and far tastier ones at that. I would be happy to show you how to catch some of the most delightful delicacies. Those shooting stars are not for eating, they're for watching. Or have you ever taken time to admire the seas and all their beauty? You're an interesting one indeed. I've never thought to appreciate the beauty of my meals, but perhaps there is something to what you say. I'll do what I can to offer to help you find these shooting stars of yours, but know that fish you seek grow fewer and fewer in number by the day. The mass of schools once seen fishing in droves in the open waters and no more. If any remain, you'll like to find them in the waters near Shoal Rock. Truly, the shooting stars still remain. You heard the turtle man, my friends. We must swim to the Shoal Rock without delay. My god. Eager as ever, isn't he? While I admit his enthusiasm, I would form a more solid plan of action before we go rushing off. Care to join me at the Isle of Becco, Cecilla? Lord. As you might have expected, Gov has already plunged himself into the depths below. It might be a while before he comes back up. Sahagin seemed to forget the passage of time down there. But where was I? Ah yes, there's one small favor to ask you before we go off and search for the Harastooge. Remember, our mission is not only to find out whether they still exist, but also learn the cause of dwindling numbers, and determine whether the damage is reversible. So, as such, I'd like you to catch me 3 of the immature shooting stars. Harastooge sprags, if you will, that inhabit these waters. And do be careful when you unhook them. They need to be in pristine condition for observation. Will you do that for me? In the meantime, I'll hunt down a proper vessel give our catches enough room to swim around. I'll not give face Gub's wrath if they go belly up before he returns. Great. Fantastic. I love it! So, I guess the best place to fish these things up would be... up there would probably be best. Probably doesn't matter where you fish them up, but I'm just going based off the coordinates. But this is on Shoal Rocks, though. I'm gonna do whatever great fisherman does and fish off a dock. Alright, so once I've gotten the fish, I will be back to trade them in. And considering these are high quality fish, this will probably take me a while. Alright, that was pretty simple. So basically, if you're having trouble getting this fish, there's a trick to getting this. Well, not a trick, there's a method you gotta go about doing it. Before you cast your line, you gotta do patience or patience 2, and then use precision hook set to grab it. So, if you can't grab it normally, use precision, your patience. I just use patience 1, and I got it pretty easily. Then use precision hook set to get to fish it out. Here we go. Incredible! Why, even at this size, they truly are breathtaking to behold, are they not? Confine them to a bucket feels like a crime. At any rate, let us wait for our friend to return. What you think? They're far smaller than the ones I remember, but there's no doubt about it. These are indeed shooting stars. It eases my heart to know they still swim among us. Cecilla, Reina, words cannot suffice to express my gratitude. I searched for so long in the waters familiar and foreign, all to no avail. For Cecilla here to find them in such a short span of time, it is clear her knowledge of and passion for the seas are without compare. Always happy to be of service. And now, Gov, I would like to take them properly to an expert who has been classified and examined. Worry not, I'll take good care of them. You have my word. You have more than proven yourself. I'll leave it to your capable hands. In the meantime, I'll return to the Talking Turtle and share the knowledge of what we have found. Perhaps he can enlighten us further. I'll exercise the utmost of care in delivering the Ahara stowage to Ansel and Ishgard. We must ascertain their precise physiology and whether or not they suffer some sort of illness. In the meantime, I'd appreciate if you could tell Guildmaster Babalago we will contact him as soon as our observations turn up fruit. Isn't this exciting, Cecilla? I can scarcely wait to see what the list leads us next. Yeah, it's exciting, alright. For you, maybe. Not for me. Alright, Limsa. We're Limsa bound, once again. Fantastic, friend, you found the ever-elusive fish. Now begins the tall task of finding a way to ward off their waning numbers and see them flower and flourish once more. Alas, though I say we, there's little I can do to lighten the load. Now with Sissy watching me so warily, at least. Why, Wolf of Wawalago can't even partake in a proper pint without her protests, much as peel away whispers of our plans in this little link pearl. I suppose there's a lot to do but bide at my time and mind my own business until Reina regales us for latest report. Sorry, buddy. Look at double hook, great. Well, I'll go. What's next? Tip-timing Cecilla. Reina's mailed me a missive saying she's wrapped up her research into the shooting stars and is ready to report the results she's reaped. Finally, a clue to help us crack this confounding case. There's no time for tarry. Get yourself to the God's Grit. Why, I think I'll even steal away from Sissy's spying eyes and scoot on over there with you. My guy. Why don't you just tell her what's going on? It'd be so much easier. I don't understand why you can't tell her what's going on. I mean, I guess she's a guildmaster, she's busy with her own affairs, but still. Holler Cecil, the ravaging Reina should be arriving any moment now to regale us with our report. 1,000 pardons, Master Wawalaga, but I fear there's been a change of plans. My fellow fish enthusiast has made for Kugane, and I am here to deliver our findings in her stead. Oh, look at you! Ansel? I thought you'd be busy keeping that barbarous brother of yours from running a rough sod over the disconsolate denizens of your Demesne. Indeed, I cannot stay for long, so allow me to share what we have found, for which I fear is not as much as we had hoped. We studied the sporadic Cecil in hopes of finding some clue as to what afflicts them, but we could identify nothing out of the ordinary, nor is there any sign that aught is amiss in the waters that they inhabit. Well, that's a right relief, yet baffling and bewildering all the same. If all's well in the waters of the Ruby Sea, whither could the shooting stars be shuttled off to? The other day I had an occasion to speak with an angler acquaintance from Ranzathan. As he told it, he's not seen any denizens of the deep matching this Stooge's description in his domain either. Which means that whether it ails and afflicts them, it's all but certain to be sent around their spawning grounds. Strike them when they've scarcely hatched and winnowing their numbers before they can navigate their way westward. A remarkable deduction from one who was scarce left the fisherman's bottom of late, if I've heard true. If only you could travel the Ruby Sea and investigate for yourself. There's no telling what you might glean. What that I could whisk away just like that. But no, if I don't bolt back to my barrel and briskly, and Sissy comes to know I've been cooperating with the Sahagin, there's no telling how to torment the poor girl. Well, we'll just leave it to me. Leave it to me, and don't worry. That means more to me than you can know, Cecil. Yet Ansel's argument has merit. Uh-oh. Someone's mad. Waholago! You stubborn, self-absorbed, slack-witted stupidhead! Is this Sissy? There she is, popped in like a ghost. For all your vaunted knowledge of fish and seas, you don't know a goddamn thing about your closest colleague and confidant. The last thing I want to see you is acting all weaselly and wishy-washy. Sissy, how the heavens did you... I followed you, silly. Or did you really think you've been evading my eyes years all this time? And of all the reasons for your ridiculous behavior, this is truly beyond belief. Yes, my home was raided by the Sahag when I was a child, this is true. But what sort of ignorant fool do you take me for? I know as well as anyone that there are kindly Sahagin in the realm who care only for protecting their clutch. Why would I begrudge you for lending me one of them your aid? If you wanted to take a leave of absence, all you need to do was ask. It's not like you to do any work around the guild anyway. What did I tell you? Sissy. To think I could be so thick-witted in taking the thoughts of a lovely lass. And with that said, I do say it's time to set sail for Kugane. You'll be heartened to hear that I spent a spell in the Far East in my younger years. I'll be on my way in a short order. In the meantime, I ask you a minor favor. Head over to Hingashi ahead of me and engage the local denizens in discourse. See if there's aught you can learn of any anomalies in the Ruby Sea compared to times past. Now that you mention it, at once had dealings with Kojin. Well, that was weird. Like the music just all bugged out. I'm still recording, right? Oh, because it's like stuck on me. Looks like I'm still recording. I hope so. I'll be very upset if the recording just ended up quitting out on me. I'm just gonna keep going on the assumption that I am still recording, because I can't tell because OBS is like frozen on me. Oh, there it goes. Now it's working again, I think. Huh. Sorry it is then. Investigate the village and inquire with its inhabitants, and I'll see that you can Kagane when you're through with the task. Good to see those two come to an understanding, is it not? In any event, I must return to see my brother has not done too much damage in my absence. Safe travels, and may your journey to the Far East be a fruitful one. Okay. Well, Ruby C, we go. Gotta get to Asari. OBS is still like stuck on me. I can't change scenes, I can't change sources. That recording timer is like stuck. But I have the file location where the recording is going and it still shows that it's recording, so hopefully all's well. Indeed, there was a time when our village had regular dealings with the Kojin, though there was much less grain in my hair when this was so. Yes, I dare say some 25 years had passed since then. In those days, Asari was known for the Wadatsumi Festival, a grand event held once a year. Asari fishers and Kojin alike would join together to ensnare the giant Palassars that disturbed the waters and offer them to tribute to the calm of the sea that calm that returned to the oceans. Then the Guardians came and traditional religious observances were abolished. The Wadatsumi festival, now a thing of the past, our once close bonds of friendship with the Kojin faded over the years. The Kojin particularly enjoyed a certain fish and found only in the glittering basin of Yangsha, the Davangshi, if my memory serves. It was a regular offering of the delicacy that convinced them to join us for our festivities. But that was a long time ago, and our village has become much more insular since then. These days, there is scarcely anyone in Asari who remembers what a Davangshi looks like, let alone how to snare one. I heard in the old days that Asari fishermen would venture out into the open seas in hopes of hooking all manner of marvelous catches. Nowadays, there's little point to venturing far beyond the coastal shallows, where the vast majority of fish reside. Now that you mention it, I also recall hearing tales of my father of a festival held in the past years, where he would welcome outsiders to Asari in a celebration of the art of fishing, though the details, I fear, I remember little. When I was just a little girl, my father would invite his Kojin friends to dine with us. They'd bring all manner of strange-looking fish from the depths. At first, I was hesitant to taste them, but I soon found out they were quite delicious. But I was only a small child, and my memories are hazy at best. Perhaps one of the older villagers may be able to tell you more. Thanks, I'm already figured it out. Okay, the timer is working again. All is well in the world of OBS. Alright, where are you, Wawalago? There you are. Ah, the smell of sea breeze with the buxom beauty at my side. This is the life, isn't it, Tesla? Oh, well, I forget myself. Did you find anything out of our fish in your foray into Asari? I did. A fishing festival that featured the feeding of giant paleosaurs, the deities of the deep, you say? Give Wawalago a moment to mull that one over. But of course, not selling of the seawater is responsible for the shooting SARS plight, but rather the proliferation of a predator who preys upon them. Allow me to explain and elucidate. I have some passing familiarity with this paleosaur of which the man spoke. Shit, I skipped it. When the festival was in full swing, Asari fishermen and their kosher friends hunted the hunters, as it were, leaving smaller swimmers of all stripes, the Harstooge for one, to persist and prosper. Now it's fallen out of fashion, the paleosaurs rampage and run rampant, devouring the fledgling fish in the sea before they can reach full maturity. All we need to do is restore and revive this tradition, and the situation is as good as solved. But from what Tesla says, that will require the cooperation of the Kojin. How would I get them to agree, with not a single angler in Asari able to catch this Defangshi that he so favor? A trifling task, my lovely lads. If the Asari are incapable of doing the deed, we need to simply snare Defangshi to ourselves. Sure, this is well within the powers of poison piscators like ourselves. I still can't figure out what that word means or how to pronounce it. Is it not? Right now I'll go and grab young Gov and we will gather again in Yangsha. Okay. Go to Namai. Ready to get fishing, friend? Remember, a couple of Defangshi are all we needed to get the festival back in fashion and see the Harasies flourish. But there's one thing that worries old Wawalago. The old fisherman said there wasn't an angler in all of Asari who knew how to catch one of them. That got me thinking. Perhaps a simple line lure won't suffice to snare one of the specimens we see. And so I was listening to the locals who shared some intriguing information in response to my inquiries. The Defangshi are said to reside in the glittering basin, but it seems they're ever are cautious and showery creature, and few are the fellows who have actually laid eyes on the fish. And so I sought out the guidance of a grizzled old angler who said that he was hunting for an whatever that's supposed to mean, ichthyosaur, ichthyosaur near the sunken junk when he espied a Defangshi in the distant depths. If they're scared of swimming near the surface, diving deep and trying your hand with a trident like our friend Gov might afford you an advantage. In any event, it seems like searching near the sunken junk might be a place to start. And with that, I'd be best getting off to the glittering basin as well. Godspeed and good luck in reeling in those Defangshi, and I look forward to greeting you when you triumph in the task. Lord. Oh, God. So with this one, oh God, this one might be a little annoying. So we gotta go to goddamn. I might have to look up a video for this one. So we gotta go base out the coordinates. Gonna go all the way over there. So, I believe What am I doing? God damn, this might be a little annoying. So I think I gotta spearfish a couple fish before I can do the actual fishing. I have no fucking idea. Alright, so I think we need to do spearfishing for this. So this might be a little annoying. So if you don't have spearfishing, you can unlock spearfishing by a Kojin and Tamamizu, which I've already gone and done. So keep that in mind. So once I've got what I needed, so basically, well, let me try it once, and so that you can have an idea of what you're supposed to be doing, because I barely have an idea what I'm doing myself. So we need Truth of the Oceans. So I believe I have that right. Yes, I do. Swimming Shadows is what you're gonna need. And spearfishing is what you're gonna want to be doing. So that's unspoiled. Oh, this is. Wait, is this? What is this? That's not what I want to do. Okay. I need a large gig head. So I really have no idea what I'm doing. I don't think I'm in the right spot. So I guess they're supposed to spearfish as soon as the little aura appears. I've never once done spearfishing, so how I managed to do this the first time, I have absolutely no idea. I really have no idea what I'm doing here. I don't think I was fishing the right spot. Okay. Again, I have no idea. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Aha! There's that. The ichthyosaur. I believe you need 7 of these? Well, that's what you need, so try digging up, or not digging up, fishing or gigging 7 of them, and you should get like a notification of shadows in the water as you approach 10 of them. So that's not what I want to do. So once I've done that, got my Defangshi, I will turn them in. Because once you approach 10, you should be able to catch them. All right, I got what I needed. That was kind of wasn't bad. Basically, you're gonna keep going to the level the 70 nodes around this area, around the sunken junk, and keep gagging for the ichthyosaur. So probably by the time you reach like 7 you'll get a notification for your mark has appeared. You go over to that mark, it'll show up on your mini map, like an unspoiled node would, and then fish out 3 of these. Well, gig them. Use your spear to fish them out. Here you go. Fine fishing, Cecilla. Yes, these are Defangshi, beyond a drama of a doubt. They made themselves manifest while you were engaging your eyes on other fish, you say? Curious comportment, indeed. Any road, I'm relieved to report that ghost spearfishing has also proved a spectacular success. With this, we should have enough to reel in the Kojin, figuratively speaking, and entice him to engage with the Asari anew. So, let's carry our cash back to Asari and convince the villagers to let us carry on with the plan we've contrived. Here's hoping they're just as delighted with this development as we are. Let's hope. If I might trouble you for a trifling matter, sis, I'd like to ask you to go alone. After all, Asari has not only just been freed from the fetters of the Empire, and its residents are surely only still acclimating themselves to the arrival of outsiders. For my part, I'll stay behind and see if I can't spare myself a few more Defangshi for our Kojin friends. Though we have ourselves quite a haul already, the more the merrier, eh? Why don't you wander back to Asari and share our catch with that Jizo chap? You can journey to and join us in Tamamizu when you're through. You just want to stay here and be with Reina. Alright. All this talk of fish is getting me hungry, and I don't even like seafood. Thank God we're getting down to the last fishing quest. So I can rest easy, at least until I do the fishing crystalline means shit. I'm not looking forward to that at all. Not at all. There you go. Fished them up for you. Why, these are Defangshi. You went all the way to Yansha to catch these for us? I have no words, friends. You're far too kind and far more worthy of fishermen than I. Do you think that I would live to see the day when the Asari emerge from the shadow of their empire to reclaim the glory of our past? I will round up the young ones. We must begin preparations for the festivities at once. Ooh. In the meantime, pray deliver the Defangshi to the Kojin in my stead, and my fondest regards. This shall go far toward reforging the bonds of friendship that our peoples once shared. Welcome back, friend. Ghost says you come bearing a gift from the village of Asari. Dare I hope that is what I think it may be. Yes. You can dare to hope. Well, I've not seen a hall of Defangshi like this in I don't know how many years. It would be my honor to join you in reviving the festivities of old. There is, however, one rub. I am ashamed to admit this, but I am somewhat younger than my appearances might suggest, and my knowledge of the Wadatsumi is limited at best. All I ask for is time. Time to seek the wisdom of my elders and bring my brothers and sisters around to your cause. Were it not, there are many here in Tamamizu with fond memories of the olden days. If there's anything I can do to help, you need only speak the word. I will do anything to see the shooting stars, the Harustuge, the return to the seas as soon as possible. I too will do my odd to be able to see that this festival is a smashing success. First things first, I'll head back to the guild and gather all my knowledge I can glean. Yes, I dare say that right on my desk sits a comprehensive compendium of fishing festivals that from Eorzea to the Far East. There's bound to be something limiting within. Then for my part, I'll head back home and see if Ansel has anything enlightening to share. Besides, he'd never forgive me if he found out he were having so much fun without him. So why don't you head back home with Master Babalago? And Gov, you seem to be on good terms with the Kojin. Want to help recruit more of them to your cause. Till we meet again, my friends. Lord. Back so briskly, are you? I'm happy to have your help, of course, but I dare say you're more than deserving of some rest and relaxation after your toils and travails. Let's see you practice your something or other skills while I pry further into the particulars of this Watatsumi festival. After all, when the time comes, you'll want to be ready to fish, and fish you've never ever fished before. Okay. And that time is now. Show me the way! Hello there, Cecil. How are you holding up? For my part, I'm happy to say that I've housed in my head a wide wealth of wisdom regarding this Watatsumi festival. Are you ready to fish as if the future depended on it? Because if it's the future of the Heart Studios we're discussing, I dare say it most definitely is. And with Sissy being sympathetic for once and sanctioning my sabbatical, there's nothing stopping me from journeying to the east to join in the festivities. Now, if you pardon me, I do believe there's a certain lovely lass awaiting our arrival in Kugane. We've been waiting for you, my friend. Master Wawalaga's already gone ahead with Hisari. He couldn't quite contain his excitement. And just look what we have here. Ansel's joined us as well. Even with his terrible brother wreaking havoc back in the Holy See, he said he couldn't bear to miss out. Surely this man's ardor for angling knows no bounds. Not that I'm going to talk, of course. Anyhow, we best not keep the Guildmaster waiting any longer. Shall we be up to Hisari then? Okay. Alright. I assume we're all accounted for. Excellent. So we got got the gaties off the ground, as it were. Obviously, while we overseen the operation. Our prize and prey is a giant Peliasar, a massive monstrosity of a fish as fierce and ferocious as one you'll find. Go after one without a precise plan of attack, your luck is not to get swallowed and spit out a skeleton. So, it is that the fishermen of Hisari have traditionally enlisted the trusty talents of the Kojin in a testament to the power of teamwork. Here's how it will happen. The Kojin will pursue the prey underwater, pressing them ever closer to the water's crest. From there, us landlubbers will lower our lures and hook them, hauling them to shore in one fell swift swoop. The consummate celebration of cooperation and camaraderie between beastmen and beach dweller, this is the true essence of this time-honored tradition. The consummate. Gov, Ukimano, join the Kojin beneath the building waves. When I give the signal, swim after the Peliasars and push them close to proximity to Onokoro. My friends and fellow fishers, when the stragglers stray near the surface, lower your lures and reel them in with reckless abandon. moment, Cecil, if you don't mind. Speaking of with all sincerity, I'm skeptical that even the most accomplished among us will be able to angle in one of those primordial Python predators. With the extraordinary exception of you, that is. Yes, if anyone has the aptitude and acumen to face this fearsome foe in the eye of an emerged exultant, it's you. I'm counting you, Cecil, to prove I will lago presents and procure an healthy haul of those peleosaurs. This will test your talents as a fisher as nothing before. Step forth and may the seas smile upon you. Great. Gonna catch 5 of these things. So we gotta go to 22:11. So we gotta go to an Onakro and fish to our heart's content. So once I've gotten the peleosaurs, you need live shrimp or bream lures. So I got the shrimp, so I'm well good to go. So once I've gotten the there's no special skill you gotta use. There's nothing gotta mooch. There's nothing special. You just gotta fish. So once I've gotten the 5 peleosaurs, I will be back to turn them in. All right, that took some time. Basically, what I did was do patience 2, and then you're looking for the bite with the 3 exclamation marks. That's what's gonna get the peleosaur. So once you have patience 2 up, use a powerful hook set, and you'll get it. That's what I did. Fabulous fishing friend, but good God, the tales had to be chatted true. These things are more fiend than fish, but you've failed 5 of them nonetheless. So I can see the size of these fucking things. Yeah. And I reeled all those in? Good lord, they're huge. Now that's a hardy haul. If I've ever eyed one. I dare say there's no doubt the deities of the deep are duly delighted with our deeds. Good lord, look at these things. Ha! Soaring through the seas with reckless abandon. I've not had so much fun at a festival in years. But I have but one question. When is the next one? That's the spirit, my shelled friend. By repeating the ritual on a regular basis, we can protect the seas from the over-proliferation of predators, and seeing that smaller fish like the harstooge have a halcyon habitat to recall home. While it pleases me as much as any that the festival was a success and peace returns to the seas, I fear I see no signs of the shooting stars. Forgive me, Master Wawalago, but I would face the truth with my own eyes. I see this Hagen lands as serious as ever. Why don't you dive into the depths with him, Cecila? Regardless of what he sees, I reckon he'd appreciate if you accompanied him. Into the water we go! It's no use. Even down in the depths, they're nowhere to be seen. Were we too late? Were all our best efforts all for naught? Can't think like that. Gotta keep looking. Oh, look at that. There they are. Behold, Cecil, they have come, the shooting stars. They're still young. Yes, only hatchlings, but look at the sheer numbers of them. Yes, they'll grow large and strong, and soon the seas will shine bright once more. Alright. The shooting stars have survived and in numbers beyond my wildest dreams, and with the ranks of their predators culled, they are free to make the journey across the Ruby Sea. And yet in time, the plesiosaurs will return, and the shooting stars will once again be threatened with extinction. There must be something we can do. Fear not, my fretful fellow. We need only to see that the festival is held frequently enough to keep the population of plesiosaurs carefully in check, as it was before the Garlands barged in and bungled everything up. Ha! I, for one, would be honored to partake in the festivities any time, but both to reaffirm the bonds we share with our sorry friends, and to ensure that the survival of the horror stooge, whose beauty I have now witnessed with my own eyes. You have my thanks, friend. You need only say the word, and I and my fellow Sahagan will swim here to join you. I may not possess your spearfishing skills, Cecil, but my passion to protect the shooting stars is second to none. I'll do everything in my power to see that the legacy you have helped to create lives on. How do you not have my spearfishing skills? You literally only spearfish. Man and beastmen, united by an undying devotion to the denizens of the depths. Is that water in my eye, or am I welling up? In any event, we've effected a change on the oceans today, a change that will, in turn, come to consequences for generations to come. But that's a story best not told sober. Let's say we send some for some spirits and sample for some of this sashimi that this Easton is famed for. I fear you're going to be facing more immediate concerns for your actions today, Wawalago. Uh-oh. Look who's here. Sissy! I'm well aware how you worry for me so, but you didn't have to sail straight across. Why the frightful frown on that fetching face of yours? Do you not remember my words of the day, Wawalago? I thought I made myself clear. I said that if you wanted to take leave of absence to join your friends on some adventure, all you had to do was say the word. Then I hear nothing from you for days, and when I went to your usual Persian fisherman's bottom, do you have any idea how worried I was for you? Pardon? I swore that I said... Or could it be that I was so absorbed with anticipation that I was remiss in apprising you of my intent to embark on this adventure? But Sissy, my sweet, wasn't it you who always told me to never to, neglect one in need? Till next time, Cecil. Oh boy. Get back here, I say, you good for nothing. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh lord, lord, lord. Oh shit! Okay, and that wraps up the Fisher quest 50 to 70. Thank God. Part 1 of my fishing troubles is done. Part 2 will start eventually when I get to the crystalline mean. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next part. Later.